Congratulations on your decision to retire. This presentation is all about what you need to know before completing your retirement forms. Let's start by reviewing the checklist. The retirement forms do not need to be difficult if you do a little bit of homework in advance. Check out our YouTube channel specifically for the pre-retirement education video. Benefit estimates can be calculated on demand using your member self-service website. Now, have you decided on insurance coverage in retirement? If not, check out our Insurance Choices Lunch and Learn video on YouTube. Then it's time to obtain the retirement kit from our website. This includes a comprehensive guide along with the forms. If you've navigated through all of our resources and still have questions, you are welcome to schedule an appointment with a retirement counselor. When it comes down to your retirement forms, you'll need to make a number of decisions. Some things to consider. When will your current insurance end? Have you reviewed what ND PERS offers for retiree insurances? What other options do you have for coverage? If you take insurance elsewhere, will you be paying premiums pre-tax or post-tax? As this will factor into utilizing your retiree health insurance credit. If you are currently or going to be eligible for Medicare, have you contacted Social Security regarding enrollment into Medicare A and B? Again, I'm going to highly encourage you to either check out our YouTube channel to hear in depth about our retiree insurances and all of your options at retirement. You can also view printed material on our website under retiree insurances. But for today, let's do a high-level overview of your options to elect with ND PERS. All new retirees, regardless of your age, are eligible for dental and vision insurance. You can bring your spouse and or your dependents with you. Health insurance depends on your age. Now, if you or your spouse are Medicare eligible, you may elect to join the Dakota Retiree Plan. If that is not the case in your household, you have the option to continue your current level of coverage under COBRA for up to 18 months. Lastly, if you are a current enrollee of ND PERS life insurance, you can continue your current level of coverage up to age 65, at which time your coverage is reduced, or you would be able to continue your coverage directly through Voya until age 70. You'll also want to consider if it's worth purchasing sick leave for additional service credit. You can run cost estimates on your member self-service website or request an estimate through the portal. If you anticipate a payout of unused sick leave and annual leave, you may have the option to defer this payout by rolling it into your ND PERS 457 deferred compensation account. If you are currently participating in a medical flex spending account, you'll have the option to extend your participation to the end of the current plan year. Lastly, your retirement benefit is considered taxable income. You'll want to review with a tax advisor how much you need to elect for withholdings. ND PERS associates are not tax professionals, and we legally cannot advise you on this. Please do your homework ahead of time. All right, so you've done your homework and you are ready to complete forms. Remember, the forms can be found on our website under Life Events and Retirement. Some additional information you'll need to gather before completing your forms will include: when is your last day? We are asking for the last day you were on covered payroll. So if you are vacationing out, meaning you are vacationing to stay on payroll through the end of the month or some other day, what we're looking for is the last day that you are on payroll, regardless if you are physically in the office or not. When is your last paycheck? If purchasing sick leave, what's going to be the balance as of your last day? Gather up your beneficiary information, such as dates of birth, social security numbers, and addresses. Also have your bank account information ready. As a member, we'll need your birth certificate. If you're married and plan on electing a joint and survivor option for your monthly lifetime benefit, we'll need their birth certificate as well as your marriage certificate. So start hunting now, folks, in case you need to order copies. Retirement forms must be submitted no later by the end of the month in which you have your last day. Please do not submit forms any earlier than 6 months. 2 to 3 months is the sweet spot, so there is time to review questions we may have on your forms. Lastly, be sure you are proactively communicating with your employer about your last day. Completing retirement forms with NDPERS does not replace putting in your notice with your employer. That is between you and your employer. I bet you're curious what happens if you get your forms in late. The short answer is it will delay your first payment. But let's run through 2 different scenarios. You leave employment in September and your forms are received on time. Your first retiree benefit payment will be November 1st. Now, if your forms are not returned until October, this will push out your first retiree payment to December 1st. To avoid a delay in your payment, it's best to submit your retirement forms on time. I'm going to go through 3 different scenarios to give you an idea of how a retirement timeline looks. First, if you are a state employee with your last day in February, your last paycheck is likely going to be March 1st. Your retirement forms are due no later than the end of February. This makes your retirement date, in the eyes of NDPERS, March 1st. Your health insurance coverage will go through the end of March, and your first pension payment is April 1st. Your first payment is going to be a double payment, so we back pay you to March and then current through April. If you elected any NDPERS retiree insurances, they would commence April 1st. Now, the middle column represents a non-state employee, like an employee of a city, county, or school, where your last paycheck is in the same month as your last day of employment. That's key here. You will have a similar timeline as a state employee. However, you'll want to check with your employer regarding insurance. When will your coverage end? The far right column represents a non-state employee who will be getting their last paycheck the month after their last day. For this example, if you're leaving employment in February, getting paid in March, and your employer counts your March check as wages earned in March, this is referred to as delayed payroll. The perk here is you are getting 1 more month of service credit. However, your first pension payment is going to be pushed out by 1 month. Your retirement forms are due the end of March, with your NDPERS retirement date being April 1st. So your first pension payment and the retiree insurance would commence May 1st. As mentioned earlier, retirement forms can be found on our website. You are able to either print them and complete them by hand, or you can utilize the PDF fillable feature by typing in the forms before you print and sign. Regardless, you'll need to print the forms in order to sign and submit. We cannot accept electronic signatures. Be sure to utilize the checklist found on page 1 of the retirement forms packet. This will explain which forms are required and which are optional. On the very top line, you will see 2 forms listed. Most retirees will be selecting the Defined Benefit Application Form 2562, the Defined Contribution application form 59045 is only used if you are in the defined contribution plan. For members who are currently on NDPERS health insurance, please complete the COBRA form regardless if you're electing or declining this coverage. If you have health coverage through your employer, you can disregard the COBRA form. If you're eligible for the Dakota Retiree Plan, we require the retiree health insurance application to be returned, even if you're declining it. The same goes for the retiree vision, retiree dental, and life insurance forms. For more information on how to complete each specific form in our packet, please watch our complimentary video on how to complete forms. All right, are you ready to submit? Congratulations. You are welcome to scan and email the forms back to us at ndpers-info@nd.gov. Be sure your attachment is a PDF as we cannot accept JPEGs or other image files. You can always mail your forms, but be sure to make copies of your originals. Fax is always another option. Upon receiving your forms, a member of our team will review and audit them. They will mail you a letter confirming your application is complete, or they'll ask if any clarifications are needed. You are welcome to contact our office after submitting the forms, but please allow time for processing and mail delivery. If you need an appointment to review retirement options or to complete forms, you are welcome to reach out to schedule. We offer phone appointments, Microsoft Teams meetings, as well as in-person appointments. We ask that you reach out 2 to 3 months to book. To make the most out of your appointment, bring with you the following items: your retirement date, when do you anticipate your last paycheck, when your health insurance coverage is ending, sick leave balances, birth certificates and marriage certificate if it applies, your Medicare card showing Part A and B enrollment, again if it's applicable, and then your beneficiary information for your primary and any contingent beneficiaries. This would include names, social security numbers, dates of birth, and addresses. As always, help is available to make your transition into retirement easy and enjoyable.